was a crisp October evening in 1965 when Mary Shotwell Little left her office at the Citizen and Southern Bank in downtown Atlanta. She was a 25-year-old newlywed, a soft-spoken Southern woman with a kind face and a strong work ethic. That night, she planned to run a few errands at the Lenox Square shopping center before heading home. She never made it. What followed is one of the most haunting, unsolved disappearances in American history. A case filled with bloodstains, shadowy figures, mysterious sightings, and whispered secrets buried beneath the city of Atlanta. A case that would destroy careers, silence witnesses, and lead many to believe that Mary's disappearance wasn't a random act, but a carefully orchestrated crime tied to something far bigger. This is the story of Mary Shotwell Little. And this is what we know. October 14, 1965. Mary had lunch with a coworker, as usual. She wore a plaid skirt, a blouse, and carried her pocketbook. She spoke with her husband, Roy Little, on the phone. He was out of town for work, attending training with a power company. Nothing in their conversation was out of the ordinary. Mary's co-workers remembered her as pleasant, but not particularly close to anyone. Around 6 p.m., she left the bank, got in her 1965 Mercury Comet, and drove to Lenox Square. She bought groceries at Colonial stores, filled her car's tank, and around 8 p.m., was seen by a gas station attendant who said she looked nervous, possibly being followed. That was the last confirmed sighting of Mary Shotwell Little. The next morning, when Mary failed to show up for a work trip to Charlotte, her co-workers became concerned. Calls to her home went unanswered. A search was launched. Then, her Mercury Comet was found. It was parked back at Lenox Square, in the same lot she had reportedly visited. But something was wrong. Inside the car were bloodstains on the front seat and underwear, presumed to be Mary's, neatly folded on the passenger seat. Her groceries were still in the back. Her purse was missing. Detectives couldn't determine if the blood was from a wound, a staged scene, or something else. The amount was small, not enough to suggest a murder, but deeply unsettling. In the days after her disappearance, someone began using Mary's bank card. Charges appeared in North Carolina, first in Charlotte, then Raleigh. Witnesses at gas stations and banks in both cities claimed to have seen Mary, not alone. She seemed disoriented, robotic. She signed her name. The handwriting matched. Had she been kidnapped? Drugged? Was this trafficking? Or a staged escape? The sightings were credible. But there were no fingerprints. No security footage. No physical proof. Roy Little, Mary's husband of 6 weeks, came under scrutiny. He showed little emotion. Some described him as cold. He claimed he was in Charlotte for work training. Investigators never proved otherwise. Some co-workers said Mary seemed distant. Was their marriage troubled? Did Roy know more than he said? Still, no evidence ever tied Roy directly to her disappearance. Mary's former boss, Erwin Lewis, vanished in the North Carolina mountains a year later. His body was never found. Another woman, Diane Shields, who briefly took Mary's job, was found murdered, strangled, stuffed in her car trunk. 2 women tied to the same bank. 1 missing. 1 murdered. A boss who vanishes. Investigators began whispering theories of a trafficking ring, organized crime, or something far more corrupt. Did Mary uncover something criminal at the bank? Was she coerced into silence, or killed for what she knew? Some believed she staged it. But her letters, habits, and known personality contradicted that idea. There were no sightings after Raleigh. No calls. No notes. No trace. The FBI stepped in, then stepped back. Some files were sealed. Some lost. A close friend recalled Mary whispering weeks before, "I think I've done something wrong. I'm afraid." What did she mean? The friend never got the chance to find out. That's all that remains of Mary's final warning. Almost 60 years have passed. Mary's case remains open and cold. Her family faded into quiet. Her husband remarried. But the case is a haunting wound in Atlanta's past. A woman vanishes. A car is left behind. A string of deaths follow. Something happened at that bank. Something no one wanted to talk about. In the 1980s, retired Atlanta cop Claude Batten re-examined the case. He found former bank employees who were threatened after Mary disappeared. Tires slashed. Anonymous calls. One woman said, "They told me, never say her name again." Batten handed his report to the FBI. It was reopened briefly, then closed without explanation. Mary's sister revealed a lost letter hidden in a Bible. "If something ever happens to me, I want you to know I loved you." Maybe I'm imagining it. Mary had clearly felt in danger. But she told no one publicly. And the letter? Never part of the official case file. In 2005, a tipster led police to wooded land near Stone Mountain. Cadaver dogs hit on a spot. But no body was found. The land was developed months later. The tipster vanished. The GBI reopened the case in 2011. New tech, same dead ends. Mary's clothing, purse, car seat, all gone. A retired Lenox Square guard said he remembered seeing Mary that night, arguing with a man. But it was decades ago. His memory wasn't enough. Rachel Vance launched a podcast on forgotten Southern cases. Mary's became a breakout episode. She found a parking ticket that didn't match the original police location. She found Mary's college roommate, who remembered threatening letters before the wedding. A bank employee told her, "They told us never to mention her again." The silence, it seemed, was intentional. A retired FBI agent confirmed the sightings, and signatures were real. But Mary acted robotic, distant. I think she was drugged or coerced. He suspected trafficking, with help from someone inside law enforcement. In 2018, an anonymous tipster claimed Roy Little once said, "I knew what happened to Mary. I let it happen, she was going to ruin everything." Roy was long dead. It couldn't be verified. Mary's original bank personnel file also went missing. Lost in a flood, they said. Or maybe, deliberately erased. In 2021, a quiet plaque appeared at Lenox Square. In memory of Mary Shotwell Little. May truth one day find you. No ceremony. No press. But every year, flowers appear. Someone hasn't forgotten. If this story moved you, if Mary's disappearance left you with questions, then please, subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories that deserve to be remembered. Every share, every like, and every comment helps keep these cold cases alive, and just maybe, brings us one step closer to the truth.